Even after all this time, I can't shake the memory of that night. It comes back to me in waves. The darkness, the sense of being watched, that horrible tightness in my chest when I realized the car behind me was locked onto me. I still wonder what would have happened if I hadn't turned into that gas station. I've tried to tell myself I'm being dramatic, that maybe it really was just a random car, and I overreacted, but deep down I know that's not true. The timing, the way they copied my every move, the fact that they followed me down a dead-end residential road with no reason to be there, none of that was normal. I think about how they paused at the gas station, engine running, just watching, like they were weighing their options, trying to decide if they still wanted to go through with whatever they had in mind. What really haunts me is seeing that news story weeks later. To dangerous men, armed robbers, attempted murder suspects, using a gray Nissan Altima as a getaway car. It lined up perfectly. My gut told me it was them. There's no real way to prove it, but I know, and what I can't forgive myself for is not calling the police earlier. I keep replaying that over and over. If I'd called while they were following me, officers might have been able to track them. Maybe they wouldn't have gotten away. Maybe some other person wouldn't have ended up hurt down the line. It's the kind of guilt that sits heavy on your shoulders even if nobody else blames you. When I did finally call, the police took my statement, but you could tell they'd already mentally moved on. I never heard another update. Ugh, not on the news, not from the authorities. It was like the whole thing just evaporated, leaving me alone with the what-ifs. That's probably the worst part. There's no closure. You want someone to tell you? Yes, they were caught. You're safe now. But no one ever did. So that fear just sticks to you, like a stain you can't wash out. I still catch myself checking my rearview mirror obsessively if I'm driving at night. Every pair of headlights looks suspicious now. Every car seems too close. That night rewired the way I think about being on the road by myself. I wish I could go back and do things differently, but I can't. So, instead, I try to learn from it. I tell my friends, trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is wrong. Don't second-guess yourself the way I did. Call for help, get somewhere safe, and don't wait until it's too late. I've shared my story a few times with people close to me, and the reactions are always the same. Shock, then a little bit of horror, then that nervous laugh like they can't believe it actually happened. Sometimes I feel like they don't fully get it, though. You can really understand how terrifying it is until you've lived it, to feel hunted on an empty road in the dark, with no one else around, and no idea what the person behind you wants. What chills me most is the sense that maybe I was just lucky. Maybe the only reason I am still here to even tell this story is because I happened to spot a gas station in time. If I'd taken a different route, or if my tank had gone dry 10 minutes earlier, who knows? I still think about that gray Nissan every time I'm on a lonely highway at night. Maybe those guys are behind bars now. Maybe they never got caught. Maybe they're still out there, driving around looking for another person to follow. And I know one thing for sure. If I ever see something like that again, I will never hesitate to call for help, no matter how silly or paranoid it feels in the moment. Because it's better to look ridiculous than to end up on the news as another victim. That night changed me in ways I can't fully put into words. I'm more cautious, more alert, a little more suspicious of the world, but I'm also grateful that I made it out, that I still get to tell this story, that I survived a situation that could have ended so much worse.